You know, Borderlands as a series has a very special place in my heart. I grew up on the game along with hundreds of other titles. You see, I didn't have internet access growing up as a kid, so Borderlands was pretty much the only FPS game that really stuck with me. Myself as well as many others have started with Borderlands 2. Now, does it hold up well today? I would say so. The main story, however, is pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's something to remember it by. Whenever Borderlands 2 is brought up, the majority of people immediately think of Handsome Jack, who's by far the best antagonist in gaming ever. If you can make the bad guy enjoyable to the player, you know you did something right. Once I got a little older, I played through Borderlands 1. While the story didn't really slap like the sequel did, the atmosphere and the environment surely did. Borderlands 1 by far has the best mood out of any of the games, period, and in my personal opinion, I think it has the best gunplay, but we're not gonna, sit here and discuss that. DLCs were kind of mid in my opinion, and we can't forget my boy Clucktrap. The pre-sequel was pretty good as well, and Tales from the Borderlands was pretty good. I actually recently played through that for the 4th time, and it's still a solid gem of a game, narratively speaking. But Gordy's is my favorite character, the little ball of sunshine.
Grrr! I'm ready for prison life!
Is it bleeding? There's blood. Why is there blood?
What if it was just filled with strawberry jam? Hi, Reese! Things are going great!
Things were looking good for the series. And then Borderlands 3 came out. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I did not like the story in Borderlands 3 at all, and many people share the same opinion as I. The Calypso twins were by far the worst villains I've ever seen in gaming, and the way that they handled the death of Maya, just, I don't know, it didn't really sit well with me. And yeah, the ending was just all types of dumb. It was anticlimactic, and it felt really, really rushed in my opinion. And then there's Ava, and that's all I'm going to be saying about her. I'm going to be honest, the only thing I liked about Borderlands 3 was the graphics and gunplay, and pretty much everything else sucked donkey dick. Now, this isn't a video about Borderlands 3 and its clusterfuck of a story. This video is about my growing fear for Borderlands 4 and what I, and probably many others, would like to see in its future. So strap in, get comfy, because this video is going to be a banger. So first things first, let's list off my 4 biggest fears for this game. Millennial writing, boring vault hunters, garbage story, and Ava. So let's just go in order, starting with
not the Yadas.
Borderlands 3 had a huge problem with this. For example, if a character wanted you to go find a missing part to a ship, you would think they would just say, "Hey, Vault Hunter, I need you to go head down to Pandora and grab a spare space engine for my cargo ship. I'll pay you good, don't worry." Right, that sounds pretty decent, right? But instead you get shit like this. "Yo, is this thing on? Hello? F it, I'm just gonna say it. Hey, Vault Hunter, buddy old pal. I need you to do a super duper spectacular, not so dangerous at all job for me. You see, there's this, spaceship thingy. It's the thing that makes it go vroom vroom. Engine, haha, engine. That's what it is. Yeah, so, I need you to fly down to Pandora and, pick it up for me. Not in a literal sense, that is, because it's, heavy. And it would like crush you and stuff. Do that for me, and I'll reward you with those sweet, sweet cheddar." It's money. I was referencing money. Anyways, try not to die out there. If that didn't make you click off this video, then I don't know what will. You see, stuff like this was one of the main reasons why I fucking hated Borderlands 3. I feel like the writers wanted to be edgy and quirky, when in reality it just made them look like insufferable retards. Now, I know similar stuff like this was in Borderlands 2, but that was mainly from Handsome Jack, and he made it better with his delivery. All that I'm asking is for Gearbox to tone it down with the cringe, quirky lines, and, we're good. Oh, and wait a second, I forgot to add one more thing. This is a message to Randy Pitchford. Randy, look here. If the word Gyat, Sigma, Hawk-Tua is even muttered from the blood-crusted lips of any of these characters, I will personally drive to the Gearbox Studios, walk through the door with a smile on my face, and start to give every Gearbox employee a firm handshake, and then walk my ass to your office and proceed to fill your day with happiness and joy. I'm being serious. I will bring a positive attitude to the studio and give all the employees cake and ice cream. In the past, there have been tons of games with these annoying writers trying to be hip and cool with the younger generation. You got that massive stinker of a game, Saints Row, which basically nuked the studio that worked on it. And you also got that toxic cesspool of a game, Dragon Age, which I will never play unless someone pays me $100,000 to do so. I don't give a shit if that game is on PS Plus now. I don't care, and I will not play it. I don't know why these writers tried to bring in their own hardships into video games, like, capitalism bad, dude. Hey guys, student loans, am I right? Hey, that new president? That dude's a stinker. You know, just stuff like that, you know, and it's like, you play video games to escape that shit, not play video games to remind yourself that you have crippling medical fees, crippling student debt, and your life fucking sucks, right? You go to play video games to escape from this bullshit. That's it. If you're trying to push a narrative, then, I mean, be clever about it at least. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say on that matter for, you know, millennial writing. I can already just tell from here that there's going to be a lot of cringy one-liners, and it's going to have a lot of dialogue that just makes you want to roll your eyes to the back of your head. But hey, this is Borderlands, you know. Randy Pitchford, he's the unfunniest man on the planet, but I'm not just going to put all the blame on him. I'm going to put the blame on the writers. And speaking of writers, it is not confirmed yet, but Sweet Baby Inc. is rumored to be working on this game in terms of writing. Now, to be honest, I didn't know what Sweet Baby Inc. was at first. I thought Sweet Baby Inc. was like something to do with Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. So, yeah. And I found out about them, did a little bit of research, and I was just absolutely disgusted with their practices. I know I'm kind of going off topic here, but Sweet Baby Inc. as a whole, dude, can we go ahead and just like wipe them off the planet? Like, this is bullshit. Anyways, let's go on to the next part, which is Vault Hunters in general didn't have a huge role in the games in terms of being in cutscenes or talking to the characters. I mean, yeah, in Borderlands 3 you can respond to characters with a witty line of dialogue, but you know, that's pretty much it. When I saw the reveal trailer for Borderlands 4 during the Game Awards, the first thing that came into my mind were, man, these Vault Hunters look boring and generic as hell. And I've seen a lot of people online share the same thoughts as I, so I get it. You know, there hasn't been a full in-depth video covering the Vault Hunters like what they did for Borderlands 3, but come on. When I saw the first reveal of the Vault Hunters in Borderlands 3, I was immediately hooked. When I saw Flak, my mind immediately went to Loaderbot from Tales of the Borderlands. I was like, oh shit, dude, they brought Loaderbot. He's a Vault Hunter now. But, you know, that wasn't the case. It was just a random robot guy. But Flak is still the homie. I love Flak. I mean, they have the best design out of all 4 Vault Hunters, bar none. I mean, you have Mozzie, and with her, you know, mecha robot. I mean, I think that's pretty cool. And then Zane, he's pretty dope. And then the Siren Lady, I completely forgot her name. I don't really care about Sirens as a class. They're cool, but I don't really care about them. And then you got Borderlands 4 with big, strong guy number 3, who's probably going to be another bumbling idiot who goes, ha ha ha, big guns do big damage. And then you got the new Siren Lady, who may or may not be a siren due to her tattoos being a different color. Ooh. And then you got the Twink, who's probably going to be the most annoying out of all of them. And then you got the black lady with glasses. And I'm 100% sure she's probably going to be the smartest out of all the hunters. Who knows? I genuinely hope that I'm wrong with this one. I mean, I would have much preferred to have another Psycho as a character, similar to Krieg. But this time she's a female Psycho. I love running melee builds, so I'm hoping to see something similar with this one. To wrap up this part of the segment, I really hope the hunters have a bigger role with the game instead of just being characters with no emotion or soul whatsoever. Whenever Maya died in Borderlands 3, it just felt kind of off since my character was nowhere to be found in the cutscene. Like, I get it, this game can be completed with co-op, so it would kind of be hard to have 2 or 4 players in the cutscene that at the same time, but I'm sure they can figure something out. However, I won't be surprised if Gearbox doesn't do anything with the hunters. I mean, they said in the past that they're going to have a big role in this game, but I don't trust Randy Dickford with the unloaded gun, so you never know. But anyways, I genuinely hope that the hunters have a much bigger role instead of just being, just offside characters or background characters, if you will, because the last thing I want is just for another story-ridden game where everything kind of revolves around you and you're nowhere to be found. But that's pretty much it on that segment. On to the next one.
The best part about making meatballs is knowing that...
Alright, so this one's pretty self-explanatory. I know most people don't play Borderlands for the story. They play it for the goofy characters, the exploration, the loot, the guns. But for once, I wished Gearbox would actually put effort into their storytelling. Instead of using audio logs as a crutch for telling a story, they could use the environment and the atmosphere to write it for them. I watched the reveal trailer 100 times and I still can't figure out what the hell's going on. I know the game is taking place away from Pandora, which is the first in the series. So with that being said, I think they're already on the right track. It all comes down to the execution of how they're going to do it. In the Game Awards trailer, you see a lot of returning characters like Zane and Claptrap and that one lady, I completely forgot her name. I've also noticed seeing the vending machines. You don't see like Marcus on any of the vending machines or even on the money that you see from the date reveal trailer. You don't see Marcus on the dollar bills, which is, are they not going to bring Marcus back? Like he's honestly the face of Borderlands, him and Claptrap. So is he going to start off the story with, "So you want to hear another story"? If that's not the first thing that I hear when I open up Borderlands 4, I will be very disappointed. I've also noticed that Zane looks a little bit older, so I'm assuming that this game is going to take place 10 to 20 years after the third game, which is not a bad thing, mind you. Borderlands 3 did the same thing with the sequel. Tiny Tina was like 14 or something, and now she's like 19 in Borderlands 3. But from what I can gather up from the trailers alone, it looks like it's probably going to be a little bit further into the future. Speaking of trailer, the Game Awards trailer show the first opening of what seems like a battle going on with the Psychos and a different alien race. They don't look like the Protheans. Now, there's also a commander that is basically leading on the Psychos. And at first, I was like, is this commanded Helga Steele from the first game? And then I got another look at her, and I put her side by side between Helga and the supposed villain, and they just don't look alike. So I'm going to go ahead and just assume that they're not the same character. Moving on. But there's also a new mysterious character that the Psychos were fighting against with the new alien species. We don't know who this person is. We don't know if they're even human, but we don't even know if they're a villain or not. They were just fighting against the Psychos. But what's really interesting is that the second trailer that came out for the reveal date, in that trailer, you could see that the aliens were fighting against the Vault Hunters. So perhaps they might be two different villains. But it all comes down to how well they're written. Nobody, and I say nobody, will be able to top Handsome Jack at all. I hope we see a lot of references of him in the new game. That would be amazing if they could just not be so obvious about it. But yeah, I feel if they bring in a brand new villain, that's awesome. But like I said, hopefully it's a well-written one. I feel like having two different villains, or maybe the mysterious guy isn't really a villain, but he doesn't like the Vault Hunters, so he's like, hey, you guys, I don't like you guys. I'm going to send my alien dudes after you. Have fun. But again, I would like to have some, another goofy antagonist. But if these are just going to be two serious ones, I'm okay with that. To wrap this up, I hope they make a memorable story that doesn't make me want to snooze or just have something else play in the background. while I finish off the game. I know Gearbox can do it. I've seen them perform well in the past, so they can do it. It's just all about the writing team and pushing fucking Sweet Baby Inc. away from this fucking game as much as possible. I've played Tales from the Borderlands 2, and I didn't even finish that game. I can't even explain just how bad it was compared to the first Tales of the Borderlands. It's just, that's a whole nother video to discuss. Yeah, you know, that's it on this part. Moving on to the next part, the worst character in all of Borderlands, period. And that is... There are tons of videos covering Ava and why she is so hated as a character. While most people wanted her ass tossed out of the airlock, a small portion of people genuinely wanted to see her grow and become a better character towards the end. However, that never happened. What happened is that we got an annoying character with no development whatsoever. I could go on for hours on why Ava pretty much ruined the game for me. However, this is not the video for that. We all know she's coming back for the 4th game. Will she be a secondary main character like what we had with Lilith? Or will she just have a few moments where she talks to the player here and there? I don't know. No one knows at this point. Now, I'm not going to outright not play the game because she's returned, but I will be pretty disappointed nonetheless. The writers can really make a 360 with her character. They can make her more mature and more likable to the player. Hell, the game looks like it's going to take place at least 10 years after Borderlands 3, so she'll be an adult by then. Just like Tiny Tina, my fear is that during that time period she didn't change at all, and we're still going to have the same annoying brat like what we had in the 3rd game. Borderlands 3 tried so hard to make Ava into Tiny Tina number 2, which failed hilariously. Unlike Ava, Tina actually had a character and was genuinely funny here and there. Was she perfect? Of course not. There isn't a perfect character in all of Borderlands series except for Mordecai. Tiny Tina had this haunting backstory that made me feel for her. I mean, who wouldn't go insane after losing both of your parents to a Hyperion scientist? They fucking turned her parents into mutant monsters. I would most definitely have a few screws loose if that had ever happened to me. And what about Ava? She lost her mentor Maya to the Calypso twins? While I can definitely feel for her there, I feel like the writers could have used that horrible moment to develop Ava into a more likable character, making her realize that, hey, life could end at any time. Remember to always keep your loved ones beside you while keeping your guard up. But that didn't happen. It's almost like Ava didn't care that Maya died and just wanted the death of the Calypso twins. If she's gonna make a comeback, I really want the writers to actually do their fucking job and make Ava into a more likable person. Or they could just outright not bring her back, you know. I don't care. That would be better in my opinion. Anyways, that's all I have to say on that part. Let's go ahead and wrap up this video. I'm so fucking tired. So that pretty much wraps it up for this video. In conclusion, Borderlands 4, it needs to be successful. It needs to be good. Now, I'm not asking for it to be perfect, right? Nothing's perfect. In this time of age of video games, pretty much everything is either a stinker or mediocre or, hey, we've already seen this before. Borderlands 4 has the opportunity to bring back old players and bring in new players. With the disaster of the Borderlands movie, pretty much this is the last hurrah for Borderlands as a series. If they fail this, it's done. They can't come back. Nobody's gonna give a fuck. They can do so much with Borderlands 4. The writers can take the stick out of their ass and stop riding on their high mighty horse and actually develop a game that people would want to play and get invested into the characters. That's why Borderlands 2 is by far the best looter shooter out there. That's why it's the best Borderlands game out there. We're not asking for you to just go back, because when developers try to go back, it's so fucking gross. It's bad. Whenever they try to go back, it's just like they're just, oh, well, people want the old Borderlands, I guess we'll just give them that. And then they just fail. They fail to do that, right? Get a fucking decent writers team. Put something together. Keep the Baby Ink, the fucking, I don't know, with the barbecue sauce, Sweet Baby Ink out of the fucking game, okay? This game doesn't need to be progressive, Okay, I'm not gonna play this game because, oh, you know, I need to know what the this psycho's pronouns are. I don't care. I just want to play the game. I want to play the game and enjoy it. Okay, no one really gives a shit about the story, but they could just put some effort into this. They could put effort in. They could put effort into the characters. They could put effort into the storytelling, the writing. But no. Most likely, we're just gonna have a bunch of bullshit fucking writers who have the same millennial mindset. There's somebody right behind me, isn't there? It's gonna be like Guardians of the Galaxy. They want that. Why does every fucking sci-fi game try so hard to be Guardians of the Galaxy? What is up with it? I mean, yeah, it's a pretty good series, but it's just like they just want that to be their game. They want to be quirky. They want to be weird. They want to be funny, and it just comes out as cringy and pretentious, right? It's not that hard to make a decent fucking story with Borderlands 4. It's not that hard. I know they could do it. I know they could do it. They've done it before. Sure, the writers and mostly all of the team from Borderlands 2 are not in the game anymore. Okay, but you're telling me you guys are just gonna sit around in the office and just say, yep, this is perfect. Yeah, this is funny. Hey, we should add this into there. Look, hey guys, that funny, annoying ass meme that everybody, the Among Us, the Hawk Tua, let's add that into the game. Huh? I'm telling you, I will fucking go on a rampage if I hear the word Gyat, Among Us, or Hawk Tua. I'm not playing with you. I will fucking murder people if that shit is in the game. I am not joking. All I'm asking, all right, Randy Pitchford, I'm asking you as one-on-one, okay, man-to-man. I'm asking you, please, for the love of everything that is holy, please make this game good. It's not that hard. I know I keep fucking saying it over and over and over again, but this is the part where I'm done reading a script. I'm going off the script. Make the game good. I want to play the game. I don't give a shit about politics. I don't give a shit about whatever's going on in your personal fucking life. Hey guys, student debt, am I right? Medical fees. Oh, American healthcare. I don't care. I'm already $2,000 in medical bills. I don't want to remember that. I don't want you to remind me that I'm stuck and I'm in debt. It makes me feel horrible. So make a game that makes me feel good. Okay? That's all I have to say. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, like the video to the channel. I gotta go. Bye-bye.